Welcome to Law Made Easy. Am I the only one that didn't know how simple trespassing is? It means being on someone else's property without permission. It's that easy. Your presence on their land is unwanted. It's an intrusion, plain and simple. Imagine someone barging into your home without your consent. That's what trespassing feels like to a property owner. It's a violation of their rights. They have every right to enjoy their property in peace and quiet. Trespassing isn't always about stepping onto someone's lawn, driving your car onto someone's land without permission. That's trespassing too. Even throwing something onto someone else's property can be considered trespassing. The bottom line is this: stay off other people's property unless you have a good reason to be there. Now, let's talk about the different types of trespassing. The most common type is criminal trespassing. This is serious business. It usually involves knowingly entering someone's property without permission. Think of it this way. You see a fence, a gate, or a sign that says no trespassing. You ignore those warnings and decide to hop the fence anyway. That's a classic example of criminal trespassing. Then there's civil trespassing. This usually involves accidentally wandering onto someone's land without realizing it. Maybe you took a wrong turn on a hike, or perhaps you didn't realize you'd crossed a property line. The key difference here is intent. Criminal trespassing involves knowingly breaking the law. Civil trespassing is usually unintentional, but be warned, even if you wander onto someone's property by mistake, you can still face consequences. Trespassing is no joke. It can land you in hot water with the law. The consequences depend on the situation and the laws in your state. But let me tell you, things can get very real very quickly. Criminal trespassing can lead to fines, probation, or even jail time in some cases. If you damage someone's property while trespassing, you could be hit with even more serious charges. Civil trespassing can also have serious consequences. The property owner could sue you for damages if you hurt yourself on their property or if you damage something that belongs to them. The bottom line is this: trespassing is a risk you don't want to take. The potential penalties are simply not worth it. Practical tips for steering clear of trespassing. Now, let's talk about how to stay on the right side of the law. Avoiding trespassing is all about common sense and respect for other people's property. First and foremost, pay attention to your surroundings. Look for signs, fences, or other markers that indicate a property line. If you're unsure whether you're allowed to be somewhere, ask for permission. It's always better to be safe than sorry. If you're hiking or exploring the great outdoors, stick to designated trails and areas. Respect private property and avoid shortcuts that could lead you onto someone else's land. Remember, just because a property doesn't have a giant fence around it doesn't mean it's fair game. Respect the rights of property owners and stay off their land unless you have a legitimate reason to be there. Trespassing is a serious matter with potentially serious consequences. By following these simple tips, you can avoid legal trouble and stay on the right side of the law. Please like and subscribe for more informative content.